Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle,
Hello again, everyone, and good Wednesday afternoon. Welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Jeremy Joe. We'll be with you for the next comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. We appreciate all of you out there being with us today. A lot to talk about, as always, as we move toward ADay, which will be this Saturday. We started talking about a little bit of that yesterday, breaking down position by position starters and possible breakout players from those positions. We'll kind of finish up and go back to that. We didn't get to get into that a lot yesterday, up and some other things. But as always, you'd like to talk about it, we'd love to talk about it with you. If you've got something on your mind, give us a call, let us know. 256-234-6221 or dial us up on the Sports Blitz Facebook page. That's Sports with a Z, and comment away. Opening day for the Major League Baseball season tomorrow. JJ and I will talk a little Braves in a segment a little bit later. If you're a Braves fan, I'd love to hear from you. What do you think about this upcoming season? Braves won 88 games last year, where they had the least amount of wins going into the playoffs. More or less wins this year with this lineup. Freddie Freeman moves to L.A. Matt Olson moves to Atlanta. Max Fried's going to get the start against Cincinnati on 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So open for Major League Baseball. That's always a fun day. If we get a chance, we'll do a little music appreciation. Merle Haggard making an appearance on Musical Appreciation Day because
it is his birthday.
It is his birthday, and it is the day he died.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize
so
that.
if you're going to wrap up a life, hey, do it on. I mean,
go out on the same day you came in.
Absolutely.
Right? There you go.
So Merle, but Auburn gets a win last night over UAB, 6-4. We talk a lot about college baseball. You know, these midweek games, you bolster your record. These midweek games can help you or they can hurt you. And if you just take care of business and win those midweek games, you can end up with a pretty good-looking record, especially playing in the SEC. You're going to be – it's going to hard unless you're Tennessee this year. It's hard not to end up just above 500 or right about there. If you finish there or even below, you're probably got a great chance to make the NCAA tournament, probably a decent chance to host a regional if you just take care of your business. So good for Auburn to do that. Mason Barnett gets the win last night, and Sonny DeShera continues to be I think he's leading the country in batting average right now. So the transfer from Sam has just been outstanding all year long and continues to be so. So good AB last night for the Auburn Tigers. But JJ, how you doing today?
You know, I'm all right.
That was a big.
Had to listen to some Freddie Freeman Dodger highlights today. Which
wow.
I mean, that'll bum you out, but I'm okay.
Yeah. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to, for sure. But
it is. You realize that Dodgers outfit now has 4 former MVPs?
What's the pay? They have opened up the checkbook for sure. And I don't know who the owner is, but they have deep pockets for sure. Is it Elon Musk?
I don't know.
Nobody knows. Okay. Well, Auburn in the spring game, ADay this Saturday.
I'm kind of excited about ADay. I don't know how the average Auburn feels about it, right?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty darn interested to see what Auburn looks like at ADay. Now, you're not going to see a lot, right? But I do think it'll be interesting just to see the coordination, the cohesion, how everything's working. I mean, just kind of get a look at what it looks like. I mean, obviously you've got new coordinators, you've got a lot of new players. An off season, a little bit, kind of back and forth, up and down, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, Caleb sent me
A bit chaotic,
Yeah, he sent. I think some SEC way too early SEC power ratings for 2022 in football, and they had Auburn ranked at 12.
Wow.
I've seen that. It's interesting, and this can work. Again, this is one of those things that can work for you or against you.
Yeah.
But it's the low expectations. Now, for Brian Harsin, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Low expectations. But I know all Auburn fans, look at that, and for those that pay attention to those kind of things, it obviously would give you some pause and make you think, well, wait a minute, good grief, what in the world is going on here? But not that I mean, what does that really mean?
Right.
I mean, until you actually do something. But there is hardly any expectation on this Auburn football team going into next year. Now that again, that might be. You've seen so many people this spring that there are so many positions where there's a lot of injuries. Not even the guys are participating, but it all comes back to the quarterback.
And I think when you look at the everything is relative to your competition. For Auburn, it's the SEC West, right? Mm-hmm. So obviously there are high expectations on Alabama and Texas A&M. I think that's fair to say.
Yep.
I don't know where the expectation level is on SU, but they've lost a lot of players and a new coaching staff coming in. I don't know that my expectations on LSU would be very high. Ole Miss, what's their quarterback situation look like? Mississippi State, I don't have much expectation, so.
Do you expect Arkansas to take another step
Arkansas
forward?
is the interesting one to me. Does Arkansas take another step up? Are they a 9 or 10 win team this season? I mean, I'd have to look at the schedule to think about that, but so with Auburn, it's the most unpredictable thing ever because there is some experience on this Auburn team. Mm-hmm. Second year of a new coach.
But you got new coordinators,
New coordinators. You obviously have, you play in the toughest division in football. So I don't know. I mean, tell me Auburn wins 10, tell me Auburn wins 5, and I'm not falling out of my chair either way. Does that make sense?
You can say that about Auburn almost every year. Unfortunately, and that's kind of the maddening thing about being an Auburn fan. But there's no question about that. And Auburn's schedule sets up. I think was it 5 games? I think to start the season, it's you got some opportunity there to make some hay. You do get Penn State in I think week 3, so that's going to be a huge game. I think that's a pivotal game.
I think that's the first measuring stick, right? That's the first measuring stick for this Auburn team is Penn State.
Let's look at it by position. We'll start this carried over. Back TJ Finley. We mentioned that yesterday. He's been getting the lion's share of the first team, but it's going to come down, it seems like, to TJ Finley and Zach Calzada. We've seen Zach Calzada at Texas A&M last year. A little small sample of TJ Finley this past year at Auburn. We'll see what happens with that. Who Auburn ends up settling on. TJ Finley was the one that's going to be participating the most at ADay. Has his accuracy improved? How much possibly can improve? Where do you go on that? I mean, how much can a guy improve, do you really believe?
I think if a guy's mechanics need improving, you can improve on accuracy. Your mechanics a lot of time have a lot to do with how accurate you are. I watched Tom Brady was talking about one time that He really works a lot on the mechanics of his throw, particularly on the follow through. He says if he doesn't come through with that right hand and stick it in his left pocket, then the ball's not accurate, right? So I think if you can find if there's a mechanics flaw somewhere that you can correct and work on, yeah, I think you can. But a lot of times it's just going to come down to decision making. Can you get the team in the right play? Can you see what's happening in front of you and either get the ball out quick if you need to, or wait for the right guy to come open when you need to? Those are the,
And do you have time to do that?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if there's pressure coming, you've got to get the ball out quick. Now, if somebody's rushing 5 guys up front, don't care who you are, you got to block them,
Wherever gets our first break here on the Auburn Blitz. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep is a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service to